Well, let's try it again. I was cut off. Bunch of shitheads. I don't know what the hell's going on. Cutting me off like that. Pissed me off. I have to start over. I have to lose the live stream. Then you have 3 live streams plastered today on my channel, which when I have all the live streams up, people are like, wow, it's just live streams here. They're going to leave. It really sucks. UFOvni 2012. Salut Eric. Thanks, man. Herr Pooper, thank you. Bonjour, Bruce. Thank you very much, sir. Salute, Eric, my friend Eric. Sorry about that, everyone. They cut me down. So what was I saying? Yeah, so they're treating us like domestic terrorists. Basically, I think it's the last thing I said before they cut me down. Maybe we'll just change subjects. Because I'm talking about fighting for my rights. The word fight. Look it up in the dictionary. Yeah, Craig 1971, I'm back, man. Gotta keep the fight going, I'm back. They took me down because I mentioned it for, I don't know why they took me down. My computer was shut off, but before, somebody was moving my mouse. And that never happens. So it was a hack or something, I guess. Hello, Ed. It's because I was on about a minute ago, man. And somebody... my computer crashed, basically. Yes, coffee. Exactly. Straight coffee. Nothing in it. Jensen Dog, thanks. So I missed a whole bunch of what a lot of you said before it went down. So sorry about that. Christophe 54. Merci, mon frère. Thanks, man. Big up, Bruce. Pouce bleu. La team like donner la force. Merci beaucoup. C'est réel. Je te remercie vraiment beaucoup, mon ami Christophe 54. Thanks, man. And we're back, Burn. And we're back on. Unreal, eh? I thought the little guy was real. Yeah, he's real in many ways. But he tends to tell me that real aliens don't look like that, but I don't know. Know whether to trust him or not. Chloroform's good. Hello. Darla says, you're back. I'm so sorry, Darla. Especially Darla. And a lot of you that have been here since the beginning. You've seen the crap here all the time on the live streams where there always seems to be a problem with the live stream. Big H is in the house. Hey, Bruce. Love from Ireland, brother. Thank you, Big H. Hey, Tam Virtuer. Thank you very much. Afternoon to you, and thanks for the comments. Appreciate it. Aldora Dorota. Afternoon. Nice to see ya. Thomas Ribos est dans la maison. Merci, mon frère, d'être ici. Thank you, Thomas. Alyssa. Thanks for coming back, Alyssa. Nice to see ya. Hello and good afternoon, Northern Indiana. I was going to say, is it Indiana? I keep forgetting. I try to memorize them all the places, but I never get it. I'm still getting used to the states, right? I'm used to dealing with provinces down here. Not really used to knowing all the states. Thanks for coming back, Alyssa. I'll be getting a video up for you all today. Not just a live stream, a video too. I want to know more about the craft that's multidimensional. Have more room on the inside than the outside. Anti-gravity is small change in comparison, I think. Michael McIntosh, very interesting. Did you hear Russia now? They have these Tic Tac UFOs that they're making. They've made them. They're to be able to, they're literal Tic Tac UFOs, right? They go fast. They go up and down in the atmosphere. And the multidimensional ones, like for example, I'm wondering now, like, is it all, could it all just be humans doing secret projects? Absolutely not. It'd be crazy. We'd be way too advanced. And if there are other dimensions, which I'm sure there are, again, I said it last live stream, I imagine it like spaghetti, a bowl of spaghetti with all these lines running through each other, where all the dimensions are sitting on top of one another. And, they bend time. So they travel through space and time instead of the distance of space and time. It's hard to understand, but I really starting to believe that that's what they're doing. It's an interesting subject. RJ, thank you very much. Yes, I'm back. Sorry about that, RJ. And it's still jammed up. If it cuts off again, guys, I'll only come back on tonight. I think it is going to jam up again. Must be our beautiful, sweet, conniving, misheard YouTube channel, The Demon. Merci beaucoup, Tamoribas. Très apprécié. Oh, now the names are just starting to appear. Gotta go back up. Sorry about that, everyone. It's the usual here. Pam, Maxi, thank you very much. Pam is back. Poop Brains. You calling me a poop brains? Jay Shope, hang in there, big guy. Thanks a lot, man. It's the only thing that's keeping me going, you guys. The little hints of hang in there, man. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. What a horrible field to work in. Can't even share your work. Can't talk to people about your work. I think it's going to cut off too again because it's doing the same thing. So if ever it does, I'll be back on at 8 p.m. Eastern. So be prepared. Be prepared. Thomas is in the house. Jay Shope, thanks again. A3 Anomalies, we're back. I'm doing good, Eric. Thanks. You guys, have you ever heard of UFOs 2012? He's got a beautiful channel too. Nice Celestron telescope, big scope. And he films the moon. He talks a lot about up-to-date NASA stuff that's going on. Eric at UFOs. Thanks, Eric, man. Thanks for coming here. And he's a nice guy. Who else is here? Todd McIntyre. Thanks again, Todd. You're not kosher. Pooper, how's it going, brother? Yeah, Jay, we got to fight these days, man. You know, fight for good is okay. Fighting for your rights. That's how I see it. And when something happens in a community, and right now we're being lied to and all that, it's only normal that people start talking about it. And if their last resort is to actually just block us out from talking to each other, that means they've lost the race before even starting it. If that's what they're at, if that's where they're at, their last resort is just having the power to block us out. It's pathetic. And if I'm right, you'll see, he'll probably take me down again. We'll just prove that it's really true. Remotely. I do some remote viewing. Listen, some of us are connected to the other side. Some of us have a chance to have spiritual encounters for whatever the reason. I believe that people should be listening to those people. Sure, you can get some liars and stuff, but in general, when it comes down to, a story is just a story. That's why I like to get some live stuff, because once your eyes see some of the truth of what's on the moon, there's no two ways about it. That square that I showed you where Apollo 17 landed, supposedly, is constructed. I've gotten contact with people that are in archaeology, the basics of what they learned, on what they look for when they're looking for here on Earth, overhead views of shapes and forms that give them signs of times that were there once before, times of war, castles and stuff. Well, the same thing goes for the moon. When they're looking at the moon and you see something rectangle like that, there's nothing in nature that will form a rectangle like that, especially not 20 kilometers wide. It's boundary lines that are on the moon that was put there. What I don't know is, are they recent or are they ancient? That doesn't really matter. For me, I'm just trying to show people that there's, at least for sure, at one point in some time in history, there were people on the moon. People says Bruce has a big imagination. Well, actually, yeah, I do. I really do. That's. Listen, I'm not going to hide that. I write poetry. I write music as a hobby. So I think that somebody that does that needs pretty good imagination to be able to whip up something that's, depends on how you look at it. You could have a big imagination, but what I'm showing is what's incredible, not what I'm saying. Get a lot of trolls. You see it in the comment sections. They come by and they say, Bruce, we're going to need to get clearer than that to prove anything. They don't understand the seriousness of having shown what I showed the way I showed it. It's real. Not because I'm better than anyone else, because I was lucky and I was able to capture the surface. So if anyone thinks that this work is not getting out to others or the news, it's not true. It's just that is it going to get into the news? No, probably not. I don't think so. Tucker Carlson, a lot of people tell me try to reach Tucker. I do. I try. And, these people are very busy, obviously. And I could only imagine how many people are sending them videos of what's on the moon, maybe. That's why it sort of takes away, my chance of being able to share it. But then again, I never really push the research onto anybody. And I still have a hard time doing that. Even if it's the news, Get all the info the CIA has on you if you try for it. And not to say it, but much easier to do than what you're currently. Why can get all the info the CIA has on you if you try for it. Not to say it, but much easier to do than what you are currently. Oh, the CIA, they definitely have an interest in my research. But as for me, I'm not a badass. I'm a nobody. That's the thing. I'm a good researcher doing my work. But they probably didn't think that. Maybe the governments think that, I don't know, that I'm in contact with Russian leaders explaining to them, telling them exactly what's going on the moon. It's going down tonight at 8 o'clock. I don't think, they can look into me to see my family background, everything. We're no one. We're just a family, a Canadian family, and nothing else. So I highly doubt that I would be followed by, CIA members and stuff. I could make it a big rapport and flash and say, yeah, I'm being followed and stuff. I don't know. They know everything on everyone. And at the beginning, when I showed this research, they did a research on me, and I did get some harassment from some people, some retired CIA agents and stuff. They're still around. That is indirectly. I don't believe the government's going to call you up. Hello, it's Revenue Canada calling to find out what your deal is with the moon. It's not going to happen. Pretty sure. I laugh. But what do you want to do? Hey, Bruce, glad I did miss the live stream this time. Thanks, Todd. Well, yeah, the first one was up, and then I got the computer actually went out, but my mouse stopped moving at one point, and then it started moving around on the screen like it wasn't me in control of it, and then my computer went down. So somebody took control of my mouse to turn off my computer. I think I'm almost sure that I saw the arrow go and turn off my computer, but anyways, just my imagination. Probably. Ernest Gunville, cheers to you, bro. Thanks, man. Cheers, Annette. Thanks for coming back, guys. Snowflake coffee. Yeah, that's snowflake coffee. Exactly. To keep it cold. MRAC 47. I'm still jammed, eh? Mr. AK47. What's up, Moon Man? What's up, sir? Thanks for stopping by, man. I have some crazy theories about how anti-gravity works that I want to share with you sometime. Yeah, Andrew L., we said it. We're going to do... Listen, man, I never use it, but I have Skype. I have a bunch of ways to be able to go online and talk to any of you that want to take the time to talk to me. Don't usually do it because of hacks and stuff, but as for just talking online, got no problems with that. Now, at some point there, for sure. And yeah, those are interesting subjects, man. Anti-gravity. Don't forget, Bob Lazar, and even me, I'm open-minded about Bob Lazar's story, but still, he talks about 9 different types of UFOs with 9 different types of propulsion systems to be able to elevate and anti-gravity systems. So that means they talk about one with the reactor in the center, which basically a UFO, the ones that Bob Lazar is talking about, you have a hadron collider right in the center of the UFO, which is smashing atoms as they're progressing through space and bending time, like a piece of paper, right? Remember Bob Lazar had explained that. Bob Lazar says you got a UFO here, and the UFO, oh, now it's going to be jammed, so you're not going to see me, obviously. Damn it. Anyways, I'll do it. You're probably not going to see it because it's jammed, but the UFO takes off here, and it wants to get to this side of the universe, the matrix. So what it does is it travels straight across and bends time, and then all this doesn't have to be traveled. And us humans have to, we're on the 3D here, we're going along this to be able to get into space and not traveling like the UFOs are doing, actually. So it looks like I'm jammed again. I'm drinking a flavored coffee. It's double chocolate flavor. Oh my gosh, that sounds really good, actually. I'm loving it. What am I having? Vanilla and something. Vanilla hazelnut is what I'm drinking. Pretty good. Tam Virtuer is back. Thank you for coming back, y'all. That is time for more coffee myself. Help yourself, Jay. The cup of Joe. Merci Christophe 54 d'être ici, mon frère. Yvette Chris. Been locked out of everything since Monday. I'm in San Antonio and the wintry weather shut us. Gone. Yeah, Yvette, thanks for sharing that, my dear friend. I've been watching on the news. Everything is crazy. And yeah, especially in San Antonio. And snow and everything and the weather. And it's still cold for you guys and gals down there. The nuclear plant in Texas, one of the reactors shut down. You know what the new thing is? Yeah, damn right I'm going to share it. On some very controversial channels, they're starting to talk about China doing some type of weather manipulation over Texas. And again, I'm not confirming this. I'm sharing my beliefs, and I'm just telling you that I heard it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. That China manipulating weather. So let's roll back the clock to when China started getting snow for the first time, very oddly. Earthquakes, right? So is there a war going on between the countries in space and through weather manipulation and those direct energy weapon satellites that are zapping people right out of the sky or right out of off the ground? That's interesting. That is interesting as a subject. Boy. Real plastic. Yes, real plastic. What's up, Bruce? Happy Friday, everyone. Michael Stark, thanks a lot, man. I hope you're keeping well. Darla says Aldo Road. Yes, I'm sure she is. She's been supporting this channel, like many of you, continually, even with all the crap going on. Yeah, man. Propulsion theories. Yeah, go ahead, Andrew. I'll just share some here too. How gravity works and what I want to share with you sometime. And gravity, and I tend to think he's not sharing it here because it's something that not a lot of people are really understanding or into. Don't forget, we don't know what gravity is ourselves. What they told us, what Einstein, what Isaac Newton talks about gravity and everything, and all the theories of relativity, all theories, both Isaac and Einstein, and any mathematical theory, equation, is a theory. The same way Einstein's equation for what energy is equal mass mc squared. Nope. I don't think so. It wasn't the exact amount because they went a little bit overboard on the atomic or nuclear bombs that they made. The Nevada test site, there's some Americans that don't even know that they were testing all those nuclear bombs there at the Nevada test site. Had military soldiers 6 miles from the blast site, had built brick houses, wooden houses, metallic structures, and did a whole lot of tests. Like they're still doing tests because they're still trying to what? To the eventuality of bombing someone? I think that is so primitive, bombing someone. It makes no bloody sense. Unless you're trying to bomb a terrorist, of course, the perfect solution. But if you're trying to, have a war with another country, the only ones that get hurt in that all the time are the people, are the communities, the towns. They go without. Each and every time it happens, over and over again. What's going on now? We're making the film 1984 look like Mary Poppins. Is basically what's going on. It's far worse. De-stress, got it fixed. 10-4. Yep, backing up. I also want to know about the 1984 sightings of angel-like entities entering the atmosphere. I've heard of that, Michael. The Russians have been the most for coming at. Russians have been the most for coming at first, sadly. Yeah, don't know much about that either. Heard about it. Sightings of the angels. And, Antarctica to this, lots are being done. Yes, Yvette says down, not gone. Yes, shut us, gone. I thought you were like, they shut us, gone. Off the grid. It both made sense of it. RJ, Michigan, in the house. Always a pleasure. Friends in Michigan, thanks, man. Ireland's in the house. Alyssa came back the very next day. John Kurtz, glad you're back on. Thanks a lot, man. I'm glad to be back on, guys. Terdia Maritz, hello from South Africa. Thank you. Hello, South Africa. Hi from Canada. It's my pleasure, Alyssa. Can't stay because internet too sketchy. Yes, Yvette. Same here. Well, listen, guys and gals, they're putting up 5G satellites. It's not for nothing. There are too many people on the internet. Can we agree with that? Basically, without any mystery coming up or anything, could it just be that there are far too many people on the internet? I think so. Makes sense. Here in Quebec, that's another thing I want to talk about. Advanced beam forming is what they're going to do. Here we're building array systems. We do a lot of work for NASA here, just a couple of minutes down the road here. They're building radio satellites. Now they're going to be building satellites. And I haven't said anything, but I know for a fact, remember when the marijuana depots came up as a subject for you in Canada? They legalized marijuana recently, last year, I think. So there's a lot of new areas where they have these big, just big warehouses looking areas where they're holding, the marijuana, which is a lot of marijuana, like millions of bucks with hundreds of thousands of dollars. But not long after that, a lot was going on and the pandemic hit, and now they're talking about building the satellites. I would not be surprised if many of those pot depots, marijuana depots, are not marijuana depots at all. They are actually areas doing scientific work, building stuff for space, for the agenda, the 2030 agenda, and what's going on. Because now that it's out into the open a little bit, they have to be a little bit careful with what they're doing. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of big companies closing. Big airport, Montreal, is closing. By the way, it's not even in the news. Somebody wants to buy them out. big major airport in Montreal is bankrupt, by the way. It's closed already. But they're going to have a change of owners, and no one's going to know about it. It's just going to keep rolling. But all these big changes. Here in Canada, we build array systems for NASA and, even, I'm sure, secret projects, definitely. At one point, Canada was making uranium, which is very concerning. I had my mother mention that to me and reminded me of that. I was like, holy crap, really, uranium? That's crazy, uranium. It only takes this quantity to be able to make a nuclear bomb. So that's scary stuff. You don't want that to be around. I'll tell you what, you don't want uranium to get into the hands of any domestic terrorists. Now, would you? That's where, for me, the surveillance online, I was all for it years ago. Because I said, we have to be sure that nobody's planning anything like that. So I went along with it. I said, surveillance, it's important. But if they're not looking for that, and they're just looking to find out what they're going to sell us next week and listening to our interests and literally eavesdropping on us, that's a bit scary. It's a bit weird when you think of it. Nobody knows. You got companies in the States that are secret companies doing secret projects. They have addresses in Canada. Do you all know that? I've not heard a lot of people that actually know or even believe that. MK Ultra were doing it with that program, secret, program, which is very real. It's still in function. MK Ultra, the Canadian Holocaust that was hidden, thousands of files the CIA destroyed about MK Ultra and everything that was going on. So they were doing that in the States. But everything was being done in Canada, but it was an address in the States, so nobody was finding them. So Canada and the US and the borders that are all around the countries, I've always said it, they're there for us, the people. The borders aren't there for the elites and everything. It's just one world. And one world means, it means a world of boundaries is what I interpret from that. Meaning orders that come from Saudi Arabia that were to be given in Canada will come out through Trudeau and not through Saudi Arabia, and Canadians will just do what Trudeau says. But in reality, if they're all with a secret society and everything, oh my gosh. This is so interesting, eh? I love talking about this. It's like it drives me nuts, actually. I get so energetic when I get into all the theories and everything that could be going on. And just people don't believe it. People in my town don't believe in UFOs, guys. I was talking to them about what was going on in the States. And they told me yesterday, two guys, oh my gosh, it's horrible what they did to the States. Good thing Biden's there now. Things are going to get back to normal. People are all mixed up because they're not telling us anything here in the news. They're telling us pure lies, and that's scary stuff. We're not allowed telling truth, but they're allowed lying. Imagine. Lately, they proved that the water on the moon is from Earth. Well, that's very interesting, A3, because so Earth's atmosphere is leaking like many other planets did. Yes. Put a mask on and get used to breathe thin air and stay inside. Absolutely. That's what they're getting us to do. And I said it a while back and made a video about an awakening, but I called it a dream. And I said the waters that are here on Earth are the waters that were from the moon. And I also still believe that the water goes from the moon to Earth continually and changes form from gas to crystal to solidifying, from going to clouds over each of the planets, like planet Earth and over moon. It makes sense. I said that in 2016 on videos. The reason why I was saying there was water on the moon wasn't because I was smarter than anyone else. It's because I saw some type of vapor like you all saw and see in my footage. You could see that there's some type of cloud or vapor there. So right off the bat, you're going to guess that it would be cloud and atmosphere. So they sent a helicopter to the moon. Well, that's very interesting, considering a helicopter works with air. If you don't have any air, helicopter doesn't have any lift. You can't produce your own wind. There's a limit. There's a limit, right? So look it up. Why do helicopters not go to space? There's a reason for that. So whether it be a new technology or whatever, I think Mars is a waste of time. I don't think they're going to tell us anything. What do you guys and gals bloody think of Haim Eshed saying that American astronaut hybrids are inside of the moon doing secret projects and there's a contract signed? Do you think it's normal that no one in the news is going to reply or respond to that? I stayed stuck on that. That is proof that everything you've been taught, everything you've been told by your governments, you have to sift through some of the truth. That's how I see it. It's such bullcrap. Oui, le petit drapeau du Space Force, du département du Space Force, les ceux en charge de les astronautes, apparemment. Et là, le Space Force va avoir plus de fonds, de levée de fonds, puis ils veulent être acceptés, puis ils veulent parler plus à travers de la Pentagone. Space Force wants a bit more power, they want more funding, and I don't think Biden is giving them very much help on that side. I don't think Biden is into space research very much. Lots going on with the Space Force wanting to be known as a Space Force. The Space Force, don't forget, it's a very small branch of military. A lot of changes went through that. They changed some names of some of the bases and everything. Think of it, a Space Force. It's something pretty exceptionally incredible. They have experience, the ones that are in the Space Force, with, they're all probably pilots, jets that flew in secret projects elsewhere for the military, and now with the Space Force. You got to wonder if they're going to have a base on the moon one day. If that happens, and I said it 4 years ago, guys, almost 5 years ago, there has to have been a contact with an alien. Only if humans go back to the moon. If I see a human for real land on the moon and I believe it was real, and I actually see it with a telescope, for example, a flash or whatever, that would mean there has to be a contact with aliens, or it means that the people on the moon, if aliens don't exist, that would be a breakaway civilization. There's no 50 other theories that you have to bring up or think of. You go with the basics. If there's movement up there, they're either human or alien, you'd think, right? Then you see what looks like biological creatures flying around in the atmosphere on the moon. Then you go, what the heck is that? Why? Frank, thanks for being here, man. Have you ever hooked your telescope up to a flat screen or monitor? It's always on. Yeah, absolutely. When I'm filming, I'm always looking on a 75-inch monitor. I have a 32-inch monitor also that I view it with. I look at it live as it's occurring, and I'm often able to see some of the UFOs going by, rarely once in a while looking at it like that. But in general, it's slowing down the footage and doing it. But I always use the larger monitor. I was able to get some real nice shots for you all using the monitor also, which was a new technique that I'm not going to hide it. It exactly imitates the technique of the newest telescope, the Webster telescope. There's something that is done to a screen to be able to make it go up in quality from 4K to 8K by using mirrors and crystals. I did that test too with success. I did that before they even ever mentioned it about the telescopes. For me to get a magnification of the surface, Aristarchus, and to show it from completely far out to right up to the surface, it's all thanks to the trolls, because the trolls told me it cannot be done. And when I showed them, they're still saying it's impossible. But at least it's thanks to them that I tried to prove it and show it. People that are good researchers, it doesn't mean they're good at magnifying images. You could have the most amazing astronomer that takes beautiful images, but it doesn't mean he has the technique of showing these images close up. There is no course for that. There is no course for that. Well, it's called photography, but out of the box, people are stuck on the same principles. Like, I never understood why people show a black and white moon. How are they doing it? And people laugh at me. They say everyone shows the moon black and white, but it's not black and white. What was the reason for Mars Perseverance, by the way, showing, yes, again, a black and white image when it landed? Why did they show a black and white image? I actually found the answer because they deliberately spoke about it 24 hours after it landed and said, oh yes, the black and white, the reason for seeing black and white is that we had a protective lens that was over top of Perseverance for the landing, for the sake of not cracking or destroying the lens. Okay, why aren't they taking it off now? It's a protective lens. So when you're looking at Mars, you're looking at it in black and white. Mars is black and white from far out. So is Earth, and so is the moon. Right? That's how I see it. Everything black and white. That's how everything is seen in space. Everything that's bright looks like ejecta, right? There's images over Earth that reproduce the same things. And there's a couple of the trolls. Here's a good one. Some people are telling me, Bruce, there's atmospheric disturbance on the moon, but why are you seeing more of an oscillation? Why is it so distinct, the oscillation, when you go zoom up close to the moon? I showed you a 5G tower last year. When I zoomed up on the 5G tower, the tower was oscillating like the moon. Why? Distance. So the reason why the moon has an oscillating vibration over it is because of its distance. And you add to that parallax and the fact, foreshortening, and add the fact that Earth is moving, and the moon is also moving simultaneously. So we're going to get that oscillation, continual oscillation. That's what I believe. And when I filmed the tower right across like 1 kilometer from here, and you see how much it oscillates like on the moon, well, I'm zoomed out maximum with my camera P900 to see the tower, and it's oscillating. If I'm not zoomed out far, the tower is not oscillating. I could do that test for you because all I have to do is drive up to the tower, not zoom up my camera, and get a close shot of it by me standing at the foot of it, and it's not going to oscillate. The more further out you're showing an image, the more oscillation you're going to have. Ask a sniper what he sees. When a sniper is going to shoot someone at a mile in distance, they're going to get the parallax, the oscillation, everything is going to come into consideration. Everything, all that wavering and shaking is going to come into consideration. And it's just that simple. That is the reason why we see oscillation on the moon, because the moon is farther. Nobody mentions that when it's at its apogee and it's closest to Earth, that there's not much wavering on the moon. Why is that? Because the moon is closer. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it does to me. Love from Sweden. Joachim Vestling, thank you so much. Vestling, sorry. They proved the water on the moon. Yeah, that was interesting. Thanks again. Hey, Frank. I appreciate it, man. Asking me questions, guys. Thanks, everybody. Bye, Yvette. Sorry, Yvette had problems. Canada Moose. Hello, my good neighbor from Ontario. Thank you very much. Nice to see my friends from Canada come to the channel. I appreciate it. How are you guys doing down there in Ontario? Yvette Kriz, please leave your thumb for the host. Thank you, Darla. I think I just seen a new picture on NASA Stream just a few minutes ago. Yeah, Martin, they're starting to show some new images of Mars, if I'm not mistaken. Perseverance that just landed there is going to be looking for alien life on the surface of Mars. The sad part is that it's going to take a long time for all of this to come. You know, like I'm 46. I was going to say 45. I just turned 46. My birthday was the 15th, by the way. 46 old years. And I don't think I'm going to be alive when we hear about humans landing on the moon. That's how long I think it's going to take. I think it'll be in 30 years. You know, I have no idea. Because if they go to the moon now, say to yourself, if that's true, everyone's going to be involved with working on the moon. I don't see why they would not hire people to go to the moon and come back with a basic astronaut course in a safe chamber rocket, bringing people to the moon and back on a straight trajectory through supposed asteroid belts and stuff. My ass. I don't believe that. They never filmed the asteroid? What the heck? Are you kidding me? And then again, if somebody films the asteroid belt, how? Without getting killed? Probably basically pretty impossible. Dana Shiver, hit that like button, folks. I love you, Dana. Thank you so much. Show your support for Bruce and the channel. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Dana Shiver. The thumbs up and the likes, everybody. That's what decides whether you're recommended or not. Those that have channels, it took us a long time, well, me, to find out exactly how the algorithm works. And it really works that if there are many likes on a video and many comments, I get a lot of comments. They should be recommending my channel. They don't. And just recently, I got for the first time, YouTube said they loved your title and they're recommending you. So here's the thing. People would have to make big, extravagant titles like I did on the last one saying an explosion on the moon. But hear me out. Explosion I showed. It's not clickbait. But if I would have written moon telescope, I would have only gotten 1,000 views or 2 for the video. So be prepared. More and more this year, I'm going to make my titles interesting. I don't do clickbait, but if there's an explosion on the moon, I could write with a question mark, for example, aliens fighting on the moon, a war with question marks. I'm not saying I'm filming a war on the moon, which basically could be anything, but, you know, it's to attract more of the interest and more people. Marco de Miguela, thanks, man. Hello to you. Martin Penwright. Yeah, new stream on NASA, man. They're pretty active these days for sure. Zigzagaman. Hello from San Juan Capistrano, California. Always a pleasure, my friends from... Thanks a lot, you guys. Having some problems with the live stream. If ever some of you are wondering why it's jammed up, there it goes again. There it goes again. We had Miss here last live stream that was here calling certain community members sluts. Very, very disgusting. Oh, Luis Carlos Mendez, thanks for being here, man. Hello from Colombia. What do you know about Germany people on Mars? I know a lot. And that's where they are. That's where Germany is. Germany's on Mars. And there's a lot of controversy around the DNA testing. And basically what they said that the Nazis were doing is basically probably what's, you know, maybe possibly going on right now, which is just massive experimentation with human DNA on other countries and stuff. And we see some structuring on the moon, which is very scary because they look like warehouses or, you know, companies or concentration camps. It's scary when you think of it. So a bunch of people just coming in. Thanks, Dana Shiver. Not a wild, chaotic type party, but a gathering of spiritual type in party, so right elements are present. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Run for your lives, says Paul. Yeah, that could be a good thing too. Sab, the Seeker's in the house. Thanks, brother, for being here. Trump said there was going to be disclosure. Oh, yeah, and he was right, man. There's definitely disclosure coming. He also set up the Space Force for when they do disclose, and they'll be back up with, thanks for sharing that, Sab. Exactly, that's very true, man. But we have a Space Force to protect us. Absolutely, and that is interesting. And more they're going to explain to us exactly what the Space Force is there for. Absolutely, I agree with that. Eric Elliott, New Mexico, thanks a lot. Hi from Canada. Justin A.D. Maynard, thank you very much. And it's moving at 30,000 something kilometers per second an hour. Yeah, is that fast enough, eh? Crazy fast. Darla, thanks a lot for posting my backup link. Guys, not looking good. I'm hearing a lot of stuff. I don't know how long the YouTube channels are going to stick around. I'll always be around, but hopefully things don't crash down here. Internet is more and more slowly. It's going slowly. I'm noticing it. Pages aren't opening up fast at all. It has nothing to do with my computer. I emptied the desktop for you all, completely emptied the computer. I have sometimes 300-400 gigs on my desktop. I said it has to not help. And now when I went on after having a clean computer, I still went down. So you got to wonder. Trois-Rivières, Québec, Étienne. Merci, Étienne, d'être ici. C'est très apprécié. Étienne, j'ai aussi une chaîne française aussi, hein, OVNI, Québec Astronomie. Tu es toujours le bienvenu ici. C'est ma chaîne source. Mais aussi, viens nous dire bonjour sur la chaîne OVNI Québec Astronomie. Quand tu vas sur Channels, en haut, sur le homepage de Bruce César, tu vas voir les chaînes que j'ai partagées. Puis OVNI Québec Astronomie, ce n'est un. C'est un de mes chaînes en français, que je fais des vidéos qu'en français. Hamson, off Noah. Why haven't they known to make glasses or a photo lens that can see all the spirits? You see, that's awesome, Hamson. Thanks for talking about that. I always thought I was going to be the first to invent that lens. And it's an interesting topic or subject, isn't it? I believe it was invented. I believe they can literally see that. So we're talking different wavelengths, different nanometer level, where your eyes, out of the 400 to 700 zone, low frequency and high frequencies are differences. In general, low frequencies can even cause us to see things. There's a lot of study and research to be done on wavelengths and frequencies and everything. It's not for nothing. One of my mentors, Nikola Tesla himself, Einstein, they were all involved in mathematical equations and trying to solve, what energy was equal. Find the Cadbury secret, right? The God, what do they call it? The God particle. That's what they're looking for. They're studying black holes now like crazy, and they know exactly what they consist of. They're probably trying to make their own, probably going to suck Earth up into a black hole if they don't stop what they're doing. Bill Gates, not a doctor, he's pumping living organisms in our children's arms, and we're okay with that. He's buying off all the farmland. He's telling us to eat fake meats and fake fish. Synthetic. Love that word, synthetic. So basically, that's what we're living in. Now do you understand that we're living in a synthetic world? We live in a convincing illusion where it's surrounded by the matrix. And when you start understanding what the whole reality in front of you consists of, you literally start seeing the beams that are holding up the matrix, and you start analyzing differently, and people are going to start saying you're nuts, and you're going to start not understanding other people. You're just going to be in your own bubble, and then you're going to start wearing different socks. Well, before I'm there. Anyways, like Einstein, didn't even take, that guy was so busy doing mathematical equations, and he didn't even take the time to comb his hair. There's no use for it, though. I guess he knew that. Yep, Sab the Seeker, the Egyptian scripts. The whole truth is there, Sab. And you know it, brother. The whole truth is there. Anyone can have access to knowing exactly what went on, but it's that we depend on the system to tell us all the information. We don't have to do any research. Something happens in the news, there was an explosion or a blast, the news is going to be there to tell us exactly what happened. And like sheep, we're just going to, wait for the grain, just sit there like literally a bunch of sheep in the field. That's exactly what we're doing. We're all slaves. And I can't believe that I actually thought myself free way back. And it's like we've never been free. It's weird that, that's why when Einstein, the first I heard say that, at one point I wrote something. I said, we live in an illusion, but it's like a real illusion. It's a convincing illusion, Einstein said. And that's exactly what I meant. And yeah, it's a very convincing illusion. Meaning, people say, well, we live in just a digital game world. But people don't understand that. So you're like, well, I really hit a tree last week and I destroyed my bloody car. It's not a digital matrix. It's there. Well, the tree that you hit is the matrix, because you were told it's a tree that grows out of the ground. It's vegetation. So we don't know anything else about trees except for they grow on the ground. What if trees were alive? They are alive. What if they spoke to us? They do. Not everybody understands the language. So you see what I mean about once you start waking up and you start understanding the matrix and you start talking about it to people, you sound like a stupid flake. That's all you sound like. I sound like one too. I agree. But what are those videos, Hampson, where they show exactly that? Remember that music video? Is it Huey Lewis in the News? I don't remember who it is. No, maybe it wasn't Huey Lewis in the News. Where maybe it is. He's walking around town and he puts on these glasses and then he looks up and he can see alien signs everywhere. And nobody else can see what's written, and it says, obey, obey, obey. What's that video? Someone's going to tell me. You've seen it before. Well, that's how I see where we're living. So for the first time, I'm putting on glasses. For the first time, when I started seeing Masonic symbols on churches, I started looking at a very young age, understanding about secret societies and stuff. Then I understood that certain cultures or certain religions are involved in these secret societies. You know that, without naming any of them. We all know. Catholics. But it's not the Catholics that are responsible for it, but it's the ones. So the Vatican, what has he been saying lately? Our friend Papa Francesco, he was been saying to people, what did he say recently? What did I hear him say? Oh yeah, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. No, if you're at the Vatican and you're working for Papa Francesco, Papa Mafia, at the Vatican, well, you have to get vaccinated or you will lose your rights to be a priest or whatever they are. They're cardinals, Blue Jays, who knows? Yeah, so they have to get vaccinated. So that's going to be interesting, considering that most people know that they're going to kill you or it's manipulation of your DNA. You're allowed not to do it. I'm not going to tell people they're automatically going to die, but I sure as hell ain't going to try it. That's for sure. So like I said before they shut me down a minute ago, is that I will have my own civilization in the woods and have people form a way for us to deal with society. Because don't forget, they said that if you don't get vaccinated, you won't have the right to be part of the society. Basically, go to the market or do anything. We'll fix up something. You know, that's sort of like a threat. Like, if you don't let us try to kill you, you're not going to be allowed to buy any food. Wow. Thank you, Canada, the free country. Very interesting. Red 92. A21 is A2030. Agenda 2030 is on its way. We in it now. They trying to call the herd. Red 92, absolutely, my friend. Hang in there. They're getting to a lot of people. It's like at a crucial moment right now. I hope good wins over evil. That's basically what I think. It's a snowy dreamland, Eric. That's what's happening here too. Big winter wonderland with the snow falling here. Kathleen Lily Matthews, thanks a lot. Carahert for being here. Hi, Bruce from Dublin, Ireland. More friends from Ireland. Thanks a lot, Kathleen. I appreciate that. Luis Carlos Mendez, thank you for being here again from Colombia. If I read it twice, it doesn't matter. I want to be sure I'm answering everybody. JR Arizona Patriot. NASA pics, really? Yeah, I know. I don't look at NASA pics very often. That's for sure. Timo, we will never get through the BS of Mars in my lifetime. I'm afraid not, Timo. I'm afraid you're right about that. I agree with you on that one, Timo. And that's all it is. It's going to be feeding bullcrap left and right, talking about stuff to get people interested for 5-10 years while they continue their secret projects. Quitting time. Hello. The fact it's Egyptian rings with me. Very interested to see. Thank you very much. Absolutely. The Egyptians, there's a secret with them too. I can guarantee you that. Did you see the crappy low resolution Mars? Yes, Michael Stark. Isn't it depressing? Yesterday's rover, billions spent, yet 80s camera is sent. Yep, bull crap, absolutely. You'd think 8K live stream would be hooked up to Mars and Moon by now. NASA lies. I absolutely agree with that, Michael Stark. Thanks for sharing that, man. Can you imagine that? The bullcrap of showing black and white images. China goes to the moon, shows black and white images of the dark side of the moon. Which, the dark side, can we call it the sunny side, guys? Why are we calling it the dark side? The dark side of the moon is our side. Do you know that? There is no dark side. It's the sunny side. Does it have a Terminator line? Sure. But it's sunny as hell, and I bet you there's so much vegetation on the dark side of the moon. All the water that's being seen along the Terminator line in the north that I showed you recently on Earth's side is probably all water coming down from mountains, fresh crystal water, clean drinking water coming down from the mountains on the moon. Maybe only the elites are up there, a couple thousands. You know, some people say a couple millions. John Lear, retired CIA, after having seen my work, spoke about there being millions, if not billions, of people on the moon because of all the structuring that I was showing. We got the proof right there. What if they don't talk about that at disclosure? It could happen. Frederick Santorelli, Craig 1971. Scotland got your support, Bruce. Thanks, brother. Love you, man. Salut, Frederick Santorelli. Merci, mec. Yeah, low res, Michael Stark. That is bullcrap. And now you watch all the views that the channels are going to get for showing crappy images of Mars. For what? For what? You know, not telling us anything. Did you hear about the reason, Michael Stark, that they had the black and white appearing? They said it was because it was a lens it had a protective lens over top of it to hide. Not to hide, sorry. Well, yeah, to hide the color is what I believe, sorry. But they said it was to protect the lens for the landing. But why is it still on? I don't know. Yeah, JR Arizona, NASA pics is not my stronghold. I don't often show them here. I think I've showed them 5 times here, 6 times, which I basically will laugh at the images. I'll do them for comparisons with what I show. I can confirm to you that I see objects on the surface on the moon that are not in the images taken from NASA. Because those images, those bloody images, even the ones on Wikipedia that people say are recent, yeah, they're recent. 96, 94, 2008, 2009. It's all old images and stuff they're showing. as if they would show a surface without scratching out what was in the image. So what's the use of having a channel showing NASA images? Absolutely nothing. But they're the channels that get most views. The ones that talk about the NASA images, even though you see the images are pixelated, it's also images that were stuck together. You see the lines in it as the readings are coming in. Crappy images. And that's what people are talking about. That's the big hype, I guess, of the NASA images. The moon's moving and the Earth is moving, and we are looking through layers of gas. It's wobbly. Yeah, absolutely, Bern. Absolutely. And the ideal is that with the camera, the further you get, the more distortion you will get with your camera. And that test can be done very, very easily by driving away from a mountain, by driving away from a large building. I've done the test myself. I should make a video about it because I filmed the 5G tower. You must all remember, the ones that remembered me filming it. What do you see on the 5G tower? You see it oscillating like crazy. It's because I'm zoomed out maximum length and I'm upwards, right? I'm upwards into the sky, and there's that area where you're going to have atmosphere and everything, disturbance, but it's not just the atmosphere. It all has to do with the distance of the camera and the parallax. That's what I believe. Thanks again, Dana Schreiber. FRBs, fast radio bursts, not only from other planets and biological systems of elsewhere, but those they have been originated from our own planet that they have been making classified. Michael McIntosh, thank you very much. Yeah, you know a lot about that, man. A couple of good things that you just brought up, and you're absolutely right about that. And the fast radio bursts that I captured over Venus, it doesn't mean it was Venus. Yeah, it could be that I actually captured radio bursts coming from the ground. All the experimentations being done right now, they're experimenting it with, like you say, classified projects, secret projects on Earth and in space that they're doing. It obviously has to do with the satellites also. I mean, obviously. RQW, Bruce, if you can contact me, I can send you videos to prove you can do and publish them. The world and all humans have a right to know. Oh, thank you very much, RQW. I appreciate that. Chris Sotomayor, Ecuador. Hello, Ecuador. Thank you so much. I sent you my UFO vid last week for your birthday, bloke. Justin AD. And I looked. I didn't see it. I'll double check. Did I? I didn't see that. I'll have to double check. Crawlface just disappeared. Axel Verstraeten, thank you so much. Axel, thanks. Thanks a lot. Welcome. Yes, I do. I do believe people are on Mars, and I believe it would be an advanced civilization, probably far more advanced and long-living more than Earth, from what I believe. Haim Eshed, the defense minister from Iran and Afghanistan, around those areas, Iran, I think it is, he talks about astronauts, American astronauts, and even hybrids that would be working inside of Mars. So don't forget, that could mean that there's people on Mars that, like us here, don't know about the secret projects that their governments are doing. So you can't help but wonder if, like with the lasers and with the lights and everything, if you're filming the moon and you're using laser lights, would the government fear people on the moon or on Mars seeing that there's someone here? Maybe they don't know either, right? Like what sort of an uproar would it cause if people would start to protest knowing that there's people on all the other planets that were lied to for whatever the reason, for however it's going to go with the religions? I don't know. Tina, nice to see ya. Hello, Tina Tomaszewski. So nice to see you. Stephen Kennedy. Thank you, Bruce. You're amazing and love your work. Thanks, man. Stephen, I appreciate that, man. Steve from Yorkshire, England. Another beautiful place. Thank you so much. Crawlface is in the house. Man and Machine. What's so bad about that? I'm living on good vibration. Yeah, I wonder what's so bad about that. We are about to find out. We will find out soon enough. Yes, I do believe that Kazoo needs a cold blue. Kazoo is, yes, exactly. And his cousin Pazoo is a real ass, but you know, you got to wonder if that's what's on Mars, right? You know, you got to wonder that maybe aliens would look like humans. And the big secret is that the aliens, when they came down here, they didn't get caught because they blend in with everyone else. That's a scary thought. If you see someone like that come down walking in the streets, well, okay, they're not going to get very far. But could you imagine that? It's so cliche. How can an astronaut be that if they showed us what they looked like? So now when I see that, an alien like that, I say, oh, well, maybe aliens have extra small heads. Maybe it's like Beetlejuice, you know, just a little head, like shrunken heads. I don't know. This whole galaxy is on at 65 degrees. Heading towards Bay Area at 2.5 miles an hour. This whole galaxy is on at 65 degrees till heading towards Bay Area at 2.5 miles an hour. So we're going to hit the bay. I hope no one's sitting on the dock of Old Bay watching the moon coming my way. Sitting there and watching them come down, be bombarded by the moon. I put a protective lens on my camera when I recorded the sun, and it didn't turn into black and white. Yeah, that's for sure, Timo. The sun, good luck with the black and white. It'll turn white, though. The damn blinding sunlight. Bill Gates is trying to shut it off for us. You know, to get an extra start on the volcanic ash that will be traveling over the entire Earth in about 2 years? 2 or 3 years, do you think the volcanoes will be here? I am going to have to get off here. Hey, I want to thank each and every one of you because I am coming back on for another live stream at 8 o'clock Eastern, my friends. Excuse me. RQW, NASA on its own site as proof the Earth is flat. I know. I believe that, RQW. But this is wrong on Earth, so we know it is only 0.01% of the real one. Only much, much bigger. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. You got to wonder why they lied, NASA, eh? Obviously, they were told to by the Galactic Federation not to tell the truth, right? Gotta run. I thank you, Tina. I'm sorry I missed you. Finally catch a live stream. Love and miss your face. Thank you so much, Tina. Same old face. A bit bigger, but the same old face. Bro, this whole galaxy is flying towards Condor constellation. Oh, that, yeah, I've heard that, Hampson. Obviously, we're in movement. I talked about that with my mother again. I talk a lot about her ears must be ringing. About Earth traveling through space in different areas. The sky is different. The air that we breathe is different. Yes, the elite don't die. They move on to paradise, the moon. Yes, Susan Ann. Hello, Susan Ann. Absolutely. That's what they do up there. And you could imagine, look at, do you all know that the Queen's husband is in the hospital? Did you hear about that? You will. It's not in the news yet, but I know it. And he's in the hospital, and he went himself with a car. No, he wasn't driving. Excuse me. Went with himself, with his driver, to the hospital to go into the hospital for safety precautions. There was no danger, apparently. But why am I talking about that? I imagine these people that get cancers would leave Earth, go live on the moon, and then would they not have a slow dying cancer? No? Would the cancer not be halted from... Well, here's the thing. If the moon has as much atmosphere and oxygen as here, there's not much difference there going there. So maybe they would go to Mars to get... But then again, if Mars has a blue sky, which it does, by the way, and wind... NASA films the wind. You hear it on the audio. You hear the audio. It's a windy, bloody surface, just like here on Earth. Everything sounds exactly the same. They're going to show us things in black and white so that we don't see the wet surface, so that we don't see anything. It's the way I'm filtering the surface of the moon to see it clearly. Say to yourself, I believe NASA is filtering it so that we see it less clearly. That was a depressive image of perseverance. I would not want to be the one that funded $1 billion to a project for them to show me a stupid image of a mountain on Mars, which basically is like a mock-up setup system, I think, which is the same area that they're going to show. What's the area where they landed? What do they call it? Whatever. They landed in a certain area on Mars. Apparently, it's in an area where there's some dunes and a lot of difference in the terrain, because that's always what NASA and scientists always land and look for. Why did they land on the edge of Mare Imbrium? Supposedly, don't ask me if they landed or not. I'm not even going to go there. But they said they landed there. They're landing on the edges of areas where it's smooth and rough, because they want to see how the rough area and the smooth area have come together. And that tells them a lot of information about the past, exactly how the terrain, the geological terrain, is formed on the moon and on Mars. I'm only starting to find it interesting myself. Talking to a lot of people that have had the chance to work in archaeology, and they're telling me there's no way that square that I showed in Mare Serenitatis can be a natural formation. That's right where Apollo 17 had declared having landed on top of that. So thank you, Bruce. You're amazing. Love your work. Thank you so much, Steve. I read that again. Had to. That was a good comment. Sorry. Crazy Penguins in the house. Thanks. We were in Hawaii. We could talk to dolphins and they would talk back to us. Isn't that amazing, man? Listen, people have no idea how smart these creatures are in wilderness. Many of them are really smart, especially the dolphins. Son of Max, father of plenty. Hello, fellow Skywatchers. Hello to you. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Intelligent people are what they fear most. Yes, RJ, that's exactly it. And that is why the Masons and the secret societies, I don't know about you guys, but in my school, it's snowing outside now real hard. In my school, there's a nice big plaque of the Masons. Those of you, I'm not going to get into it. Those of you, hey, Bruce, McShaney, thank you very much. Thanks for being members, y'all. I appreciate that. Good morning, everyone, from beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. Thank you so much, British Columbia. So, Bruce, do you think the Earth is flat? Yeah, I think I'll stick to that. Do I think the Earth is flat? I think there's a possibility of the Earth being flat. I can't see why not. The moon is not round. It's egg-shaped. It has a very large end and a smaller end. The parallax and the foreshortening. Sorry, did I say foreshadowing before? I meant foreshortening. The foreshortening of the moon, which is the parallax, and the reason why everything looks lying down, is the manipulation just because of that. Make sense? No? I think Earth could possibly be flat if it was of interest for me maybe to look into it. I don't think we could know because we can't get off of Earth. And I don't trust the fact that a satellite's going around Earth like this. I tend to think that if Earth is flat, maybe the satellites are just going like this around Earth. It'd be interesting. I love the theories of flat Earth. I think it has nothing to do with any... I don't understand why people get mad at it. I really don't understand why people get mad at it. It's not something that throws me off anything I'm studying, hearing that the moon could be the Earth could be flat. I think it could be like a lens. I'd be honest with you. I would think Earth could be lens-shaped, meaning the center rises up a peak, and maybe on the other side there's actually an indentation where it goes inwards, right? Or comes outwards. But I believe in that theory could be possible. They tried to prove whether Earth was flat or not by sending up a GoPro camera. I'm sorry. When your camera's like this, straight, the horizon's straight. If your camera goes like this, the horizon's going to bend upwards. And if your nose goes upwards, your horizon's going to bend. So they get the GoPro just up enough to make it look like it's round the Earth. And they go, look, Earth is round. So GoPro testing is bullcrap. That you cannot test whether Earth is flat with a GoPro. You have to leave Earth to find out if it's flat or not. Literally go around it. Nancy Hernandez. Is she the one that asked that if it was flat? Thanks again, Nancy. Nancy Hernandez. Quitting time. Dolphins are incredibly intelligent. Yes, they are. Damn it. They are beyond intelligent. Roadhog. NASA is drunk on Satan. Yep. Drunk on his spirits. Roadhog. Justin 80 Maynard. Bruce, did you get my UFO video, mate? No, like I said, I'm going to go double check that, bro. I did not receive any... didn't see that I received any email from you. That's a little concerning, actually. Mike Knapp. How's it going? Yeah, thanks, Crawlface. It's like, yeah, it has a big edge. I see it when I'm up close with the telescope. And the other side goes downwards, you know? Ever notice that Copernicus, when you look at Copernicus and you zoom up on Copernicus, Copernicus is sideways. It's like up and slanted. And you go zoom into Copernicus and you look on the top of Copernicus going inwards to the center of the moon. And when you go to the center of the moon, you see the moon start going inwards. And you can see the descent. I see it a lot. The ancients were so smart they couldn't even make concrete. I don't know. I don't know if they weren't able to make concrete. For me, I would not believe that. I would say, I'll tell you what, Hampson, you want me to stir up some controversy? What if they were so intelligent that they didn't need roads because they were using UFOs or they were teleporting themselves? They wouldn't need roads or concrete. And then you get a primitive race like humans that to get from point A to point B, you have to apply the left leg, the right leg, the left leg, the right leg, the left leg, the right leg. Imagine that. Everything we do is physical. Every action, there's a reaction. We're in the 3D world. We're in the physical world. It's well said when you say we're really in the physical world. Charlene Sampson, thank you so much for stopping by. I'd be impressed if the Dolphins picked up a hammer. Yeah, Simtam, you're absolutely right about that. Perseverance is a show for the public. Absolutely. Investors have invested a lot of money into scientific research, and NASA has to show them they're doing something. They'll bring back some information. They will have meetings. Other countries will share it on the news. It's like a big hoax. That's exactly what it is. It's a big hoax. Not that aliens don't exist. It's that what they're going to talk about is not anything that's going to reveal any secrets about the aliens. They're actually probably going to have a red flag event like many of you have even spoken to me about and all know. Possibly a red flag event. Radio frequency cannot leave Earth. there's another thing. There is another thing. That makes a lot of sense, what you say. I would believe that. I would actually believe that. And if Earth signals are getting out of Earth, it's because we have some form of communication outside of our Earth that is transferring frequencies to Earth and outside into space. Well, holy moly. Maybe the moon is a communication device. Maybe the moon is a communication device for Earth to be able to communicate outside of our galaxy, right? Remember did you like my holy moly? Remember the president talking to Neil Armstrong on the moon about, hey, I can hear you loud and clear. This is the president just wanting to congratulate you for your first. What? Come on. He's not talking on the phone to someone on the moon. There was no delay. Listen, I talked to someone in Moscow on the phone. Bad example. Let's never mind Moscow. I talked to someone in Dominican Republic on the phone, and it was like, hello? Hello? And then it transfers to Dominican Republic. Hello? We're on Earth. And you mean to tell me in 1969 that we're talking to the president, was talking to Neil Armstrong on the moon? That is a lot of bullcrap. I don't believe that they could even communicate from on the moon to here. But if they can, like I said, it's something that's letting the frequencies come in. So Sam McKay says, is Earth egg-shaped? Well, I'll tell you what. I know for a fact that NASA did say that the Earth was not spherical. So just that in itself gives a little hope for some of the flat earthers. Like, when you think flat, people are thinking a pancake. I don't see even the people of flat earth believers. I'm sure they know it's not like a pancake. It could be mountainous, whatnot, but lens shaped. There's somebody that did come onto my channel many years ago, and that was the first thing that he had said too, before I had even said it would be lens shaped, like a lens, where there's just a little height in the center, and on the sides it goes down, Morning Star Story, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm listening to the stream with my earphones, and it only works on the right side. Kaylin, thanks for letting me know. That's crazy stuff. Hang on here. It's not supposed to be. Right now, you should be hearing me surround in all your speakers. Let me do a test. Do you hear a difference in sound now? Even though I'm only going to see in about 6 minutes when you answer me, but you should be hearing in all the speakers. Oops, I just put the gain up. Mistake. Big mistake. So that's the podcast area. That one should be good for the podcasts, supposedly. But what do you want a guy to do? Charlene Sampson, your work just keeps getting more amazing. My friends love it. Oh, I love my friend Charlene. The fact that you're sharing my work with some of your friends, it means a lot to me. Please tell them a great big thank you on my part, on my behalf. And I love you to pieces for sharing the work and the interest you have also, Charlene, in the work. And obviously the generous contributions is greatly appreciated so much. You guys and gals give that video a thumbs up to give me a little hand, and that's a lot of help for me. Thanks, Charlene. So is the Earth egg-shaped, says Sam McKay. It really could be, eh? Hey, time's a flying here. Mike Knapp's in the house. Really want to thank everyone. I'm seized up. I can't even see what's coming in. Mario Sava is the last message that I saw, which just disappeared again. Thanks again, Charlene. Susan Ann, yep, they are not going to be honest in their findings. That's why I love your channel, Bruce. Thank you so much, Susan Ann. Means a lot. I appreciate that. Jessa, Figmatician, thank you very much. They went in a pop can. Yes, I know. Exactly, Jessa. Literally, that's exactly what they would have gone up there in. It looks like they took that, the Cadbury chocolate bar paper wrapping, the gold paper wrapping that's inside of the chocolate bar. I'm pretty sure there was a machine at NASA where they had the Cadbury chocolate bars. There was somebody on a secret project keeping all the wrappers to make this big gold-like foil. Maybe Cadbury has some shares at NASA. Who knows? But the Cadbury secret, I always love talking about that. Vug Life UK, isn't it down to your poor Wi-Fi? Isn't it down to your poor Wi-Fi? No, I don't have a poor Wi-Fi, Marty. I got a good Wi-Fi. Honest Outsider, welcome England. Did not see that, Darla. Did not see the people. They say the moon is enhancing the negative frequencies coming from Saturn. I heard that, F Donkey, also. That's interesting, too. No, I imagine everything that's out there that can be going on that we would not know about. It's almost, it's like really scary. Definitely scary. Hope I didn't screw up the volume here. I put up the gain. I hope it's not too high. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to stop by the channel. Another video is coming up. Bruce, did you see Aristarchus video? Yes, dude. Absolutely. On UFO, yes. Massive UFO leaves Aristarchus and 4 others. Other large lights ignite and move slowly just above crater. Not the first time I've seen huge UFO from Aristarchus. That's right. You've seen some that I've shown here myself, and Aristarchus, good 5 or 6 UFOs. Lights on the surface also. Quincy, J36W, how exactly gravity pull spear-like planet? You see, that's the thing. The moon should not be here because the moon is holding against the laws of physics. Literally. Moons do not simultaneously turn like they're doing, like this moon is doing here. Did you hear about the star they found recently? They're finding a whole bunch of stuff. They're finding a star that's rotating on itself without having another object around it. And the stars are going around some planet backwards, by the way. But that's interesting because it's Venus, if I'm not mistaken, right? That has backwards rotation. Or is it Jupiter? One or the other. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Venus. It's not turning the same way. It's going the opposite way around the sun, if I'm not mistaken. So why would it? And it's like outside of the solar system, the planets and stars are not reacting the same way as inside of our solar system. Yeah, Sab. I'm having a hard time seeing Sab. Hey, Sab the Seeker. Our pleasure, brother. Sab the Seeker. I got this nice on my stand, brother. Nice gift that my friend gave me. A nice message. 3 things cannot be long hidden. The sun, the moon, and the truth. And it's signed Buddha. So I thought that was absolutely amazing. My friend Sab the Seeker was able to share that with me. Who is not even a Buddhist. And I think it's amazing that he was able to appreciate what Buddha said. How so unracist of you. There's a lot of good people out there in the world. Got to thank everyone for stopping by. For the great support. Mikey B, see you at the Arches Pub. Mike Knapp. Hey, that sounds good, guys. Count me in. So I guess in 48 hours I should be able to make it there. Funny. Thanks again, everyone, eh? Michael McIntosh. Getting these ancient machines to work again. Yeah, you see, this is what they're doing. that makes so much bloody sense, eh? They're getting ready to start up the old clunkers once again. They've been there for millions of years, thousands, who knows? Mr. Sparklebaked, like that name. Brother Bruce, as they say. Mars has many sandstorms. Yes, absolutely, bro. How is a helicopter drone to work? See, absolutely that. I wrote it on the community, and I said at the beginning of this live stream, enjoy watching helicopters on Mars when there is no airlift. There's no air to lift the helicopter. And with the sands and oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Unless there's an atmosphere just like here on Earth, a helicopter would be highly unlikely to be able to fly around Mars. But that's what they're going to do. And they have some satellites now causing atmosphere. Also, what's that about? Atmosphere satellites? A lot of stuff they're hiding from us. Bruce, what is that? Sitting on the front of the sun. I didn't see anything sitting there. If there's something sitting there, shouldn't be. Maybe something big. Jean-Claude Levac, salut. Vaudreuil d'Orion, wow. D'heure je le vois même pas, Jean-Claude, malheureusement. Ah oui, je le vois là maintenant. Jean-Claude Levac. Salut mon frère, merci beaucoup, man. Bonjour à toi et ta famille. Voisin de ville, je vis à Vaudreuil-Dorion. Love your video. Keep up the great work, my man. Jean-Claude Levac, love you, bro. Merci beaucoup, mon frère. Merci, le voisin. Thanks a lot, man. C'est très apprécié, Jean-Claude. Merci d'avoir pris le temps de checker la chaîne, man. Jason Berezny, thank you so much, bro. And thank you so much for the ongoing contributions, the comments, man, and everything. I really appreciate it, bro. Floyd stats. I still didn't see Floyd stats, Darla. Hold on. Thanks, Susan Ann. There's Floyd stats. Been posting your site off. Floyd, sorry I missed that, man. Been posting your site on PocketNet site. If it's where everyone is going these days. Absolutely. Thank you, man. Check it out. Tell them Gate Smasher sent you. Thank you so much, Floyd. It's all thanks to you guys and gals that I get out there, and it's the only way I do. Thank you all for coming back. Crawlface, how's that heat in your end? I hope you're getting some better weather. Crawlface was getting he was getting like major heat. I was getting cold. Some people was getting snow, like Texas, snow, plunge into cold. My friends in Texas. Oh, you guys are late behind me, boy. Wow. Be careful if your channel becomes too popular. They will shut it down completely. You have the best moon footage I have ever seen. Hey, F Donkey, thank you so much, man. I can't thank you enough. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, man, they did shut me down, bro. They shut me down 4 years ago, I think. And they shut me down for 4 or 5 months. It was written on my page that there was fraudulent activity or something, a lot of bull crap that they said that I had done, and I lost all my community. I opened a website, bruceseesall.com, and nobody came over. 20,000 views in 5 months. And then YouTube spontaneously gave me back my channel. But, man, for me it means a lot what you said and saying that, you know, that you appreciate the footage and you even find it some of the best footage, or it is the best footage. I mean, it means a lot to me, and I'm working hard on showing like services. Like, for example, F Donkey, the last video, I could take so many more days to make more videos like that and take my time. There's no rush. in focusing only on UFOs. I could look at also surface structures and stuff, but when I see that you guys appreciate it, for me, it's a big win for me. I mean, I appreciate, can't thank you enough. I'm so grateful for that. Vikin777, thanks for being here, man. Future Guru, if you look at rocks, they are all different shapes. The Earth is a space rock. Future Guru, that's something very smart that you said. Thank you very much for saying that. Thanks for the contributions, guys. Appreciate that so much. F Donkey, everyone. Future Guru, that's well said. There's not one that's the same. You just said it. You absolutely just said it. So look at Oumuamua, the shape. It's an elongated shape like this, which, you could have another one, a planet beside it like this. So you have completely different objects that are space rocks, basically, what you just said. You see how a lot of the basic interpretations of what's going on out there are the smartest, and I think the most to the point, because you just said a lot just by saying that. I mentioned it before too, and it's true that the shapes change, but never in general, the way you just said it like that. If you look at rocks, they're all different shapes, and you're absolutely right about that. They are all different. Hey, Vikin777, thanks again. Finishing off here, some of the comments. I'm sorry for the ones that I did miss, but I am going to have to make a video for you all. If resonating is astrophysics' way of multiple bodies connecting, well, that's interesting. Why wouldn't that apply to biological life as well? Michael, why not? I see that it would or could make sense. Some could communication points for such things would be a world changer. You're very, very right about that. Resonating astrophysics' way of multiple bodies connecting. Why wouldn't that apply to biological life as well? And I believe it does. Majestic 12, myth or not, they say it's a myth. Linda Moulton Howe talks about it, and they talk about biological UFOs. The first time I've ever heard biological UFO was on Bruce Seasall, and there, talking about Majestic 12, wherever there is, right? So, thanks so much, everybody, for having stopped by. Merci encore, Jean-Claude. Thanks so much, everybody, for taking the time to stop by the channel. Juan Moreno, weren't able to preserve our life. When weren't able to preserve our life? Yeah, exactly, Juan. Hey, Ed's World, how's it going, brother? Nice to see you, man. Your footage, wow, it keeps jumping up. I'm trying to see it. Jalisco, Mexico present. Thank you. Hey, Juan Moreno, just saw it, man. Guadalajara. Thank you. Getting wet listening to Bruce's French. Thank you, Sab. Thank you, Sab. Thanks for being here, Ed. World. I'll be back on at 8, you guys. In 4.5 hours, truthers have become targets. They really have, Catherine Gill. Thanks for stopping by. It's sad, and it's very true. And the closer a truther will be, the more harassing he or she will undergo. Annette, your footage is an addiction. It's so good. Annette, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Annette. Check Ed's World. Great content. Darla, yes, and I've only been once, but I should be back more often. Ed's World also, beautiful contributions that it made also to the channel and stuff. Ed's World, really appreciated, and the ones contributing like that, it's really keeping the channel going. Thanks so much. So you guys check out Ed's World too. Ed's World has a lot of problems posting truth. Is basically another truth seeker that's gotten everything shut down, unfortunately. Subject channel, eventually I explore, but what's the best way to find you and your art on eBay? Thank you very much, Crawlface. Ed's World can post a link here for you if he wants to your Etsy store or eBay store. Man, go right ahead, Ed's World. I'd be more than happy to. I'll stick around for a couple minutes just for that, man. NASA don't admit Mars has atmosphere, but mostly made of nitrogen. Yes, that's right. Slight truth amongst the sea of lies. It is, Michael Stark, and that's, you got to see a little bit of the positivity in it, hoping that by them telling a little bit of the truth, maybe they're going to, take some more out. Absolutely. Hey, friend Bruce, no look me email. Joaquin, I look at all of my emails, brother. Did you send something? I think I'm having problems receiving some emails from some people. I went through 80 emails yesterday. I'm sorry, Joaquin, that I didn't see your email. I'm going to go back over it again. I've been busy. I won't be able to get into email before Saturday either. Something, I don't care what anybody says. People are not going to believe me, but there's something with the airwaves. There's something not right about the damn YouTube. Something not right about the speed on the internet. There's something not right about the way the pages open up, the way the computer shuts down. Got the FBI locked on to me 100%. Paranoid Bruce. Crazy Penguin, thanks again, everybody, stopping by. Yeah, Ed's World, get that link up, man. Take the time to get that link up, bro. Hope he's able to preserve our life. Yeah, they weren't able to preserve our life, man. I took it down. Oh, you had to take it down, brother. 10-4 Ed's World. I think you had to take it down, Crawlface. Jason Berezny. K. Richards is a hologram. Man, you want to talk about holograms? Listen, I'm starting to go through a bunch. You want to talk about imagination? Yeah, my imagination is driving me wild about the Vatican. I'm imagining even the Vatican, even Papa Francesco Franco, right? Mafia leader, would be up in his window broadcasting when in reality, because of terrorist threats, these people are just doing holographic images, that we're just seeing holograms of them. Why do you think we can't get to on a podium to touch people? The same thing about musicians. Think of the musicians that you've never seen except for on stage, that you've only seen on stage. That is something that I believe that holographic images are either coming to screw us over or are already being applied, right? Maybe there's some mountain somewhere that's a holographic image. You have to believe that. Secret projects, they're going to be doing stuff like that. They're going to be testing stuff like that. They're going to be putting a holographic image of a mountain on bloody Jupiter, looking from Earth to see if we can see the mountain. There's something huge that's being already done. This isn't something like they decided yesterday, let's screw over the people. No, it's that the people are finding out what's been done for decades and hundreds, centuries and thousands of years to us. So, oh yeah, the slow disclosure, I've been passed for it, for sure. Thanks again, Annette. And everyone, great big thank you to everyone. John Carpenter's 1988 thriller, They Live. Good one, Caruso, 1922. Equals 1. Exactly, Ed's World. That's what they want us to believe, man. Great seeing everyone. Love you guys. Later. Charlene, thank you so much. Everyone, love you, my dear friend, and highly recommend your channel to everyone. Thanks, Crawlface. Any of you guys doing moves, martial arts moves, any other moves, go check out Crawlface. He's my energy for the day. Shows beautiful techniques. and applying martial arts with boxing, with Tai Chi, you name it, all together, all mixed up together. And I think it's awesome too. Check out Ed's World. Check out Cindy Lou Who. If you guys don't know Cindy Lou Who, she also researches. I did not see her here today, and I'm sure if she was here, I probably missed her. Gravitron Rutherford, thanks. Thanks for being here. FBI sees all. Mike, you're right about that one. Yeah, they definitely see all. Ed's World of Facial Intelligence. That's scary as hell. It is scary as hell. And they're having problems with that, the facial intelligence. I noticed some people got accused of being at the Capitol when it wasn't even them because the stupid computer read them wrong. Computers, when they take over the world, they're going to make the biggest mistake. And the elites are going to learn that the biggest mistake that they ever did was leaving computers run their shit. Because it's going to bite them in the ass, I guarantee you. Thanks so much, everyone. I'll be talking to you all soon. Pope just disappeared. Oh, Catherine. There you go. She saw a clip where the Pope just disappeared. Well, you know what? I actually know about that video. And it just so happens that one of those videos was a manipulation video that somebody cut out the Pope leaving. I don't know if it was that one, but I did see it, the Pope. You see how it causes distortion and confusion when people see that we're looking for truth. So when we see something like that, we linger on it. I did see that video of the Pope disappearing. And then I saw the original video of the Pope, how they made the Pope disappearing. So it's so sad that people are doing that. Holographic tech was on the rise as a stand-in and double for celebs and stuff. I love that, Crawlface. Yes, absolutely right about that. But the tech that's really desired is the cloning. Scary stuff. Yes, it is the cloning. So they're conserving people's DNA, Einstein's brain and DNA in the ISS space station. They have the smart, intelligent scientist that just recently passed away. They have his brain and DNA, entire DNA, in the ISS space station. So basically, who says that they're not another Bill Gates or another someone else on the other planets with the same brain DNA, and it's the same DNA brains that are running the world? Like maybe when Bill Gates was born, they knew that he was going to be that person, and he's just being temporarily held and taken care of by his parents. Then Bill Gates gets old. I know a lot of people are going to say that's absolutely nuts, but you know what I think? I think because that's the truth, and that everyone thinks that that's too ridiculously movie-like, I think that was the easiest way to hide it. Just basically do what people don't think is going to happen. Because we like trends. When a neighbor does something, you'll do something. When someone else does something, you'll do something. Neighbor gets a red car, you'll buy the same car but blue. The neighbor puts something on his roof, you'll buy something bigger, the same object, and you'll put it in your basement, not in your roof. You'll be smarter than the person. But we're all just using everyone else's information, and people are trying to make it better. So we're all like frauds. We're all trying to better what someone else does. Wow, look at that image of Mars that he posted. I'm going to get in closer than what he showed. That's all we do. That's what people do to themselves. Ed's World, thank you so much for letting us know that. In the next 1 to 3 hours, he will be hosting. We'll have a live stream up. I'll be checking, man, and I'll stop by and say hi to you with pleasure. You just got a sub too? Oh, Sab the Seeker. Yeah, you're going to appreciate Crawlface, man. Down to earth, the guy's down to earth. Funny guy too. Crawlface is my go-to theory guy because he's so open-minded and he comes up with these theories. And what I like is that sometimes people come up with theories that it doesn't mean they necessarily believe just that, but they come up with all these theories. That's what I do. We've got people coming here saying Bruce thinks that humans are on the moon, aliens don't exist. No. But I mentioned that theory, though. I like talking about all the theories. Catherine Gill says the universe has a balance to create something. Something must be destroyed. That is what we are going through. Yep, destroying old to make space for new. Absolutely. End of an era, like you say, and also an end of a weather cycle. A lot of people aren't realizing that what we're going through, all the tremors, all the activity and snow and manipulation that's going on, is a natural weather cycle. Now add some manipulation of the weather with that real cycle. You're going to get mayhem. You're going to have, it's going to backfire. So long me. That's how I feel. Moonbird, thanks so much for being here. I see you, brother. Thank you, Moonbird. Yeah, and thanks, everyone. I am going to get off, but we had fun. I hope to see a few of you back tonight so we can have some more cool conversations. Lear talked about holographic tech, so real that standing next to a Holo G person is indistinguishable. JL said they demod it to all big network heads, shocked them. I absolutely believe it. Of course I believe it. A lot of the people are just holographic images. I believe it. So that's why people got so mad at me when I said, I want to talk about the theory of God having come down as a hologram. And nobody wanted to touch that. It was like, how dare you even mention that? Well, stay stupid. I'm not asking people not to believe in God. I'm asking people to, 2336, Moscow. Zdravstvuyte. Thanks so much for being here. Jérôme VG. Salut Bruce. Quand en direct en regardant le ciel et la lune, un cours d'astronomie, ça serait cool. Ben, certainement. Écoute, pour voir le ciel, je filme la lune à chaque moment que je peux. Faire un en direct sur la lune, pas bien équipé pour faire ça. Puis c'est pas bien quelque chose que je trouve intéressant parce que j'aime avoir l'exposition ajustée et tout. Je pourrais en faire du live, par exemple. Être plus équipé, ça n'a pas rapport. C'est pas que je suis pas équipé, j'ai un télescope de 14 pouces. C'est que pour être capable de faire un stream en dedans, ça, je ne sais pas. Fallait que je m'organise. Il y en a plusieurs qui me l'ont demandé. Share your channel links here for me. The sub on my mobile. Vatican 777. Yeah, well, we got to be careful with that, though, because we got to... Who else? Cindy Luhu, Moon Channel. Check her out. Yeah, thanks. I don't know if... I didn't see her if she was here, but... and now my mother must be saying, Bruce, get the hell off so I can go and make supper. And that's what I'm going to do. No, she's not here, but she's in her home, probably watching me saying, what is he rambling on about? Yeah, moon attack. Yes, my Russian friend. Probably a war going on the moon. I mean, I showed the explosions. They're real. That's real fire coming up off the surface hitting UFOs. Jason Berezny says Elon is creating our future. That's absolutely right. You have Elon Musk, Bill Gates. I said in 2018 that Elon Musk will be a president at one point. Things are going to change. The mentality of people are going to change. We have no idea how Earth is going to be after they disclose or something, Respect, Bruce. I'm humbled. Crawface, my pleasure, man. You're a great guy, man. I learned a lot of amazing stuff from you, brother. And I appreciate it, man. That's it, Mr. Sparkle. Like Crawface says, machines won't achieve an AI until they experience getting stoned. That's right. That's why I said, Crawface, these guys, all right, or girls, whatever, those things are going to wind up in strip clubs. Do you believe me? They're going to come down here to attack us, and what's going to happen is we're going to see on the streets of Vancouver, we're going to see alien crackheads, heroin addicts. It's the big secret. Didn't want to say it, but this is the future for the alien race that's coming here on Earth. They will have taken over the Bahamas and parts of Hollywood. Obviously, maybe trying to think of some nice places up in the Hamptons or wherever. What the hell was that? Oh my gosh. Wouldn't it be funny if my roof caved in right now? But yeah. Elon is creating our future. There's a whole slew of new people that are right now, today, maybe 20, 30 years old, that are going to be a part of this new world coming that people don't even know of. These people are kept on the sidelines. They're hidden. If you want to be an actor, well, you're going to have to deal with the system. There are no actors that come from the heart. Jim Carrey was created. Jim Carrey's a secret project. MK Ultra. That's how it is. He almost went through a breakdown after realizing what happened. I think came sort of realized, that movie that he was doing where he sort of lost it. Hey, Vatican 77.